Good morning and welcome to Cletus and Carl's Live Bait Review. I'm Cletus. With me as always is Carl. Carl, how you doing this morning?
You threw me there, Cletus. I don't know what you got cooking, but it ain't. I leave for a week, and now we got
a bait and tackle.
Now
show.
we're doing swap shop.
Oh,
I got a 32-inch carburetor over here, sale $19.99. Got it in collars.
Oh man, I think Trent, we had to give him a real picture of who we are. Really, this is At Home with Roby.
Country redneck. What are we? No,
Trent,
my wife always clarifies I'm not a redneck.
Well, let me do that right. I'm Patrick McIsaac with Roby Electric, along with Trent Haston, President and CEO of the Roby family of companies. You're listening to At Home with Roby. Trent was texting as we were doing our intro, so I was trying to see if he was paying attention.
I mean, honest, I'm going to be dead serious. I missed last week. If you tuned in, I hope it was okay. If you didn't tune in, don't check out our podcast. I wasn't here. No, please do. David McGuire said in my stead. He is one of my very best friends and does a great job. But I thought they were trying to kick me out. I was supposed to be out of town this week, but I stayed back just to make sure I held down the home front.
Well, I'm telling you, David did a pretty good job. I was afraid.
I know y'all keep telling me that, so you understand I'm canceling trips
here. Yeah, I'm
here.
concerned too. I'm not missing another recording for the rest of the year.
My wife and kids are out of town, and I'm here just solely to make sure my foot stays in the door.
I think you're good to go. Well, Trent, we got a good show coming up. Trent Haston with the Roby family of companies, and I'm Patrick McIsaac with Roby Electric and WH Hobbs Plumbing. Let's talk about that a little bit. We talked about it in the last show that Trent was not here for, in which he does not want you to go listen to the podcast, but he really does. We had some exciting news about WH Hobbs Plumbing. He's been in business since 1920. We talked about, I think they have an invoice that goes back to that date. It has now come under the Roby family of companies umbrella, and Trent, we can't be more excited to have them and their wonderful team.
Yeah, no, and Ernie Tucker owned Hobbs during my tenure, and several others owned it before him. He purchased it, I think, back in the early 90s, late 80s.
It's a remarkable story. Yeah, he brought it from a Mr. Henson who bought it from Mr. Hobbs. And you can go check out their story. It's hobbsplumbing.com, Hobbs Plumbing, HOBBS plumbing.com, and learn a little bit about the story. But more importantly, if you have a plumbing issue, whether it's a drain that won't drain properly, you need a new water heater, need a new faucet, any kind of plumbing issue, service related, residentially and commercially, we can help you now, and it all falls underneath that Roby family of companies umbrella. And it's sort of to your point, Trent. I know you talk about rounding out our services, and maybe you can speak a little bit about that.
No, it's just we're building a services platform. We want to be able to provide MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, or HVAC, electrical and plumbing services, whether on the commercial or residential side, security, and then also we do handyman as well. So it just kind of makes sense that if somebody, call Roby and we'll be able to help you. And they're a great partner. What a week we had last weekend with the PGA being in Charlotte, being at Quail Hollow. I have friends throughout the country, and I was getting text on Saturday and Sunday going, man, do you ever get to play Quail? Well, this is amazing, and I'm going to be truthful. We take it a little bit for granted. We've had the Wachovia and the Wells Fargo for years and years, and it's a wonderful tournament. They always say that might be the fifth major, is kind of that class of a golf tournament. But then this weekend, Johnny Harris, grateful to have you as a Charlotte patron, Johnny, and what you've done, Mr. Harris. But Johnny Harris had his dream come true. I think there was an article in the Observer.
Yeah, very cool article.
And it couldn't. I don't honestly think it couldn't have went off couldn't have went off any better.
They delivered, and something interesting. I was watching the Golf Channel on Sunday morning. It's either Saturday morning or Sunday morning, and Brandel Chambly is one of the talking heads for the Golf Channel, and he said basically, I wish the PGA Championship was here every year. It went off that well, which I thought that was pretty cool to hear. Well, Trent, let's turn it into turn. Do you see how I did that? Let's turn this over to talking about Andy Presley and Aisha Davis, who are guests from Turn House Grill in Mecca.
Well, I'm not that bright either, but I just figured out that Turn House is like when you go from 9 to 10 on a golf course.
Oh,
I didn't, man.
Is that right?
I'm fast. That's the Turn House. Yeah, that's where you get your barbecue sandwich over there at Carolina Golf Club.
Hot dog.
So Andy's a big golfer and a big socialite, and He's our guest today, a good friend of mine. He's full of life. You're gonna love listening to him and Aisha Davis, who is his head chef over at the Turnhouse Grill on segments 2 and 3. So we have exciting guests, and I'll tell you, Andy's an old river rat. He likes to run up and down the river with me. He's a big Belmont and Gaston County patron as well. So.
Well, they can deliver some good food, man. I'm telling you, Aisha, I can't wait to hear what she has cooking up for after the show.
Yeah, because I think on Sundays,
brunch.
As many of you know, we pre-record the show, but on Sundays they have a Sunday brunch. So after church today, pack in your car, especially after Aisha gets you salivating. You're going to be growling in service. Head over to the Turnhouse. Take your family. It's very intimate. You might even see Andy, a.k.a. Hef, but you'll get to meet Aisha and have some great food.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there kind of next to Chick-fil-A on Woodlawn across from Park Road Shopping Center. I think it's like right below Jason's Deli. Can't miss it. The food is off the charts. Unbelievable. And it's cool to have somebody like Aisha, executive chef, in here to tell us about it.
So who's ready to get back to school? Quite frankly, I'm ready to get back to routine. I'm ready to be able to take my 3 girls to elementary school every morning, and then I can set my day every day at a stopwatch because I got to be there by 8:15. So I do my breakfasts at 8:30, 8:40. When we get back, we'll have Andy Presley with Mecca and Turnhouse and Aisha Davis as head chef. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.